We have made it to Friday, and it's time for another episode of Local Roots. Hi, I'm Todd Studer. Coming up on the show today, we welcome back Stacie Kinney. Stacie is the director of the Western Iowa Development Association, more commonly known as WIDA, and they are having their first networking event ever. Stacie's been hard at work at this, and it is going to be held at Judge Richard's Distillery coming up on Wednesday from 4 to 6. Free for WIDA members. If you're not a WIDA member and you would like to come join us, it's just $10. That's just to help cover the cost of, they're going to be doing some giveaways and obviously refreshments and things like that. But if you're not a member of WIDA, I'm going to ask you the question, why not? You should be, because this is a growing organization that supports small businesses in smaller communities around the area. And Stacie has been spearheading a fantastic growth over the past couple of years. And she's seen membership grow to around 60 businesses now. And I'm one of those 60 and very proud to be so. So we're going to talk with Stacie about her 2-year anniversary and also about the event coming up at Judge Richard's Distillery. That is today's episode of Local Roots. Do you or does someone you love need in-home care? Home Care Advocacy Network helps you maintain your own privacy in your own space while still receiving care and support with a personalized touch. You need to get a hold of these folks and see what they can do for you. And they can help take care of your loved one. So when you go to visit, you're visiting as family, not as a caretaker. And that can make all the difference in the world. So go to their website, hcan.com/Southwest Iowa, set up an appointment to talk with Nikki and her staff. And you're going to learn just what Home Care Advocacy Network of Southwest Iowa can do for you. If you have a leak, a clogged drain, or planning a big remodel, Waldstein Plumbing in Council Bluffs has you covered. And if you are ready to get that furnace checked as we approach the colder months heading into winter, you need to get that done. AirServe Heating and Air Conditioning of Council Bluffs is the guys you want to get a hold of, because when integrity matters and when doesn't it, these are the ones. AirServeCouncilBluffs.com. WaldsteinPlumbing.com. There's your websites. As we mentioned, joining us this morning, it is Stacie Kinney, Executive Director of Western Iowa Development Association. Good to see you again, Stacie. How's everything going?
Hey, it's great, Todd. It's going good.
I know
Thanks
that
for having me.
Membership has been growing. We're getting more and more local businesses involved with WIDA. And just to give you some kudos, you're a big part of that.
Thank you.
Since taking over, we've seen tremendous growth.
Yes,
with
we have.
WIDA.
I think we're like at 60 members now.
Wow.
And actually, I'm celebrating happy birthday to me with WIDA for 2 years.
Congratulations.
So, on my 2-year anniversary this week. So it just feels right. It feels really good.
Well, let's talk about that for a minute then, if it's okay, Stacie, about because when you hit milestones like that, okay, here's a 2-year anniversary, we can have a tendency to look back and see the path that we've taken. And I think that's important to be able to do. Every once in a while, we need to pause and look at the progress that we've made, just so we know that we're making a difference. So as you look back over those 2 years, is there anything that sticks out to you as these are some of the highlights of what I've done so far?
Well, I would say a lot sticks out, but one main thing. So when I started with WIDA, I didn't really know what my role or title exactly was. And then it just morphed into like saying, kind of take it in the direction where you see fit. And we had 11 members at that time. And now we have over 60, which feels great. That there is definitely a need for a rural chamber in our small communities, and to bring the awareness of what's happening in these rural communities is very, very important.
Well, we've talked about it on this show that doing business in a rural community, in a smaller town, there are some similarities to being in a large community or a metropolitan area, but there's also some differences. And I think a lot of it has to do with priorities, that the personal relationships that you have with your clients, with your customers, and also with other business owners is amplified when you are working in a small community.
Completely. Yes, it definitely is. I mean, I feel like I'm part of their families when I walk into, for example, Judge Richard's or Be Restored in Walnut, Iowa. I will just talk to Pam, and her husband, Neil, and it's the entire family that's part of the business. And she calls her son-in-laws the junk hunks, which I just think is the cutest thing ever. So they all do whatever Pam tells them to do, and brings in all these big, heavy pieces of furniture that they refurbish and sell in their shop in Walnut, Iowa. So,
well, and also you have a front row seat to a lot of success stories. So as new businesses come on, and in some cases, it's not just new to WIDA, they're new altogether. That
correct.
if this is a new launch, you have some examples that you can talk to them about and say, look, here is somebody that is successful in this community. We need to get you connected. Let's have a conversation here because there might be a collaboration possible.
Absolutely. I mean, I can say that, ribbon cuttings are very, very important in all communities, in my opinion. I mean, for example, Cassie and Kate own Tweets and Trainer,
Mm-hmm.
and they also had Lily Pops prior to that, but they bought a new building and expanded their business. And I reached out to them to do a ribbon cutting, and just with promoting that and bringing awareness, that organically received over 70,000 views.
Wow.
So, I mean, there's a need for it. I mean, and I know their business is thriving, and they're both really great go-getter ladies that have a lot to offer to Trainer and a lot of surrounding communities.
Yeah, Trainer is one of those communities that we're seeing an emerging business community grow, because for a long time wasn't much there other than just neighborhoods and the school, and the small businesses just weren't that plentiful. But we're finding out that entrepreneurs see value here, and
They
then that
do.
value is being proven after they after they open.
For example, like the Occasional Collective is there. Jarvis Meats just opened. We did a little video there for their ribbon cutting, and Jarvis and Jarvis and Tweets have partnered up where Jarvis sells Tweets buns for their hamburgers, and Jarvis uses their sausage or bacon in their quesadillas or omelets. So it's really neat to see our small businesses like collaborate together and come together, because I always say we're bigger and better together.
Well, you have put together an event to foster more of those relationships, and this it's a networking event that's coming up on Wednesday the 17th. Is this the first one that WIDA has ever done, or is this just the first one in a while?
It is the first one WIDA's ever done. And the exciting thing is I received a grant from Community Foundation for Western Iowa. And it was when, the tornado hit Minden. And I was talking with Bethany Wilcoxon from McClure, and the video portraits that we did with this grant funding just received phenomenal views and awareness. And it kind of sparked an idea to say, I mean, the country store in Minden, Shirley's incredible. And, she said, we're not asking you to come and buy every gallon of milk from us or all your groceries, but support our small little grocery store so we can keep the doors open.
Right.
And I took that and I thought, that is really heartful. And with that idea, I thought, you know what? Bringing awareness to our small communities and maybe getting everyone under one roof is important, because someone in Walnut might not know what's happening in Carson, even though, it's 20 minutes away. So I'm really excited to bring all of, to pack the house and bring in our small business and even big businesses, just to say, hey, let's collaborate. Let's get the buzz out. Not just what's happening in Carson, but Trainer and Walnut and Avoca and McClellan and Minden. I mean, there's a lot happening that Neola, Underwood. I mean, the list goes on.
I think that you bring up a good point, and this leads into my world, which has to do with what I am describing as a new form of media, that smaller communities can have the same voice as large communities based on how things are presented online. So you took some videos and we're able to get that information out to a lot of different communities all at the same time because of social media, because of different platforms that are now available to us that we didn't have decades ago, but now we do.
Right.
But at the same time, I don't think it's being utilized to the most effective way that it can be widespread. But you are on the forefront of leading that and saying, no, look, there is something here that we can promote small businesses this way. And to me, it's the future. This is the way everything is heading. We are seeing a shift, and we've seen this in the past. Once upon a time, it was pretty much just newspapers was the only way that information was getting pushed out there. And then after that, radio came along, and then television came along. Mm-hmm. And we tend to think that whatever area we grow up in, that it's always going to be that way, but it's not. No. and it's shifting again.
It's changing.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that with what you're doing and having the foresight to say, all right, we need to create some videos to get these out here in the way that people are receiving them, it's a new way of getting that information to people. And well done for not only that, I mean, because they looked good, they sounded good, they were compelling. A lot of different things went into those. So that was one of the things that I think is key to some of the work that WIDA is doing.
Thanks, Todd. And I mean, I love our partnership that we have. I mean, what you're doing is great. I mean, and to be able to offer a podcast of awareness, it's a different, like you said, a different way to get the word out there. And using all the different platforms is very important, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that we can sometimes get lost in the extremes, thinking that, well, why would I do it if I can't do Joe Rogan numbers or Theo Von numbers or any of the large podcasts that are out there? This is no different than what small market radio was. We're small, we're regional. I've talked about it many times that, people in Idaho do not care what's happening in Pottawatomie County, Iowa.
But we're going to get them to want to care.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Keep doing it.
Yeah. And it's a way to highlight just what life is like around here, because we have so many wonderful people doing great business. Sometimes it's nonprofits. Sometimes, you getting me connected, that connection with the Hitchcock House, that came from you. And we were able to have someone on there talking about a place that local people know about it. But as I was explaining what was happening with that show to people, they didn't know.
No, and the history behind it is incredible.
Let's talk about what's coming up at Judge Richard Distillery. So again, on Wednesday the 17th, 4 to 6 p.m., what can WIDA members, and we would even like to invite non-WIDA members, for $10, you can come and join us. And it's a great way to get introduced to everything that WIDA does.
And network.
Yes, and the networking piece of it. So what can we expect on the 17th?
So what we're hoping to, obviously, pack the house. It's 4 to 6, but if you're a little late, you're not going to miss anything. Or if you're early, you can eat more charcuterie. But Jill at Judge Richards is going to have a signature drink. And then right around 4:30, we're going to have Riverside Drive. Just play some music. We're going to have a guest speaker from Golden Hills RC&D, and just kind of explaining what they do with our rural community. I'll be speaking just to tell everybody that might not know about WIDA, what our vision is and where we plan to move forward, and our goals for 2026. And it's just basically getting together and asking our small businesses and large businesses, what do you need help with? Do you want me to bring in someone and talk about taxes? Would you like me to bring in somebody and talk about marketing or social media or SEO? Or, I'm going to bring in the Council Bluffs Tourism. Mark is just going to maybe talk about like how we can elevate events for free on their website. I mean, just showing the partnerships and growing the partnerships is kind of what this is all about, and listening to what the needs are of our small businesses. That's important.
And
then execute it.
It's the networking aspect that you just never know where that next collaboration might come from. I have been introduced to people that I never thought our industries would mesh, but boy, did they.
right? Yeah,
And I
us.
have from going to events like this, I have business relationships that have turned into friendships that still continue to this day,
Hmm.
just strictly off of who I met at a networking event. You just never know. And when you get around like-minded people and you get around other businesses that are having a lot of the same experiences, when something affects a business in a small community, chances are it's going to affect more than one. And
Absolutely.
we can get
Hmm.
together, we can brainstorm, we can talk about different solutions that maybe we have come up with, and we all just are better for it.
Absolutely. And I just want to give a little plug out to Avoca. It's called The Longest Table. And 2 years ago when I started, I just ran right into it and didn't had no idea what it really even was. But if the weather's permitting, they line the main street with about 100 chairs and tables to accommodate about 100 people, and they bring in a band. It's a wonderful farm to table meal. I believe it's provided by Milk and Honey, one of the chef that owns that out of Harlan, and it's done so well. I mean, and this year it is on September 20th from 6 to 8, and let's hope for beautiful weather so we can pack that table.
That's something that you do not see in a large metropolitan area.
No,
We're going to shut a street down. We're going to put a really long table down the middle of the street. And we're all going to have dinner together. Wouldn't see that in a
it's
city.
incredible.
Yeah,
Mark the calendar.
that is that sounds like just a tremendous event. So if anyone wants to say they're not a member of WIDA and they want to attend the networking event at Judge Richard Distillery, can they get tickets there? Do they need to have them ahead of time? How does that work?
I'd prefer if they had tickets ahead of time, and I apologize. I'm in the midst of setting that up, and I
Mm-hmm.
will share the link on our website, widaiowa.org, or our Facebook, Western Iowa Development Association. And if not, if you could just bring $10 or a check that night. I mean, we don't want to turn you away if you forget the $10. Like, let's make this a great event.
Well, and this is something that the reason for the $10 is just because there's cost associated with it.
Absolutely.
So it's not as if it's not a money making event. It's
No,
just
and
we
we're
just
hoping
need
to
to
have
get
some giveaways and
yeah.
yeah, to
Well,
support our
Stacie,
local communities.
again, thank you for all of the hard work that you're doing, for the outside the box thinking, for the introductions that you're making to people. You've made many to me, and I know that you do for others as well. So congratulations on 2 years. We're hoping that 2 turns into 4, turns into 8, and keeps on going. And looking forward to the event coming up next Wednesday.
Thanks so much, Todd. Appreciate your partnership.
Again, that website, WIDA, Iowa, that's WIDA, Iowa.org, to learn more about what WIDA is doing in our area and how they can help your small business. We'd love for you to be a part of things. Castle & Associates of American Family Insurance is your local insurance provider for all of your home, auto, life, business, and farm insurance needs with 4 convenient locations. They're in Trainer. They're in Council Bluffs, also in Bellevue and in Elkhorn, which means they're local and in your neighborhood, ready to help you navigate the complexities of insurance today. Travis and his team will educate, advise, and simplify insurance, all to protect those things you cherish most. Give them a call for your free quote. And if you're in the housing market, buying, selling, you need Blake Hunter, your trusted realtor with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. Blake knows the local market and is dedicated to helping you find the perfect place to call home. So whether you're a first-time buyer, upgrading, or if you're ready to sell, Blake Hunter is here to guide you every step of the way. Visit the website, blakehunter.homes, and start hunting for the dream home with confidence. Thanks again, Stacie, for being a part of things. I'm looking forward to being out at that networking event at Judge Richard Distillery coming up next Wednesday. And again, her website, widaiowa.org. We've wrapped up a week. Very happy to see a Friday once again. Looking forward to a wonderful weekend. Supposed to be a little bit warmer this weekend again. Return of summer. It is still technically summer until the 21st. Or is it the 22nd? I don't know. Either way, I'm ready for fall. My name's Todd Studer. We'll see you back here Monday morning.